So Team USA needed one of, if not the GOAT, to save them from what was going to be one of the most embarrassing losses in their history to South Sudan. I know it was an exhibition. I know it didn't matter. But it would have been, for Americans, one of the most embarrassing losses in their history. But before we get on to things, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We are trying to hit 24,000 by the end of the day. And right now we are about 140 off. So, I'm just going to put this out there right now. This was not nearly as bad. This would not have nearly been as bad as Puerto Rico 2004. And this is what, like, I get killed for saying this. And I got killed on Twitter for saying this a couple of days ago. That any team in the Olympics, if they get nuclear hot and the USA are cold, can potentially beat America. Like, look, America against Sudan win 99 times out of 100. They lose 1 out of 100, and one of the 100 is this 1-point game where LeBron wins. But the other 98 games are comfortable. But the thing is with this USA team, and it was the exact same as the World Cup team. If you look at how the World Cup team lost to Lithuania, how they lost to not so much Canada, how they lost to Germany, and how they lost, even in the Olympics in 2021 when they were coming back, America have dug themselves holes. They have a real tendency to dig themselves holes, and it is due to underestimating their opponents. Like, look, South Sudan are full of borderline NBA talent. And a lot of people say this. There is nothing more dangerous than a C-tier NBA player playing for their country. And that is also where there is a huge advantage. For Americans players, the vast majority of them, LeBron, bit different. And the guys who've done it all a bit different. A lot of these players, their proudest moment is going to be making the USA team because they assume they're going to win a medal. And they don't have the same hunger as a lot of these countries do. Like, I don't think, again, if this was a gold medal game, USA aren't. Look, USA are not going to lose a gold medal game. They've never lost a gold medal game. Well, at least since the pros have been in there. They've lost a lot of tournaments. I don't think they've lost a gold medal game. Because when they really need to turn it on, they always do. Because they're the best team. It's by far the best team in the world. The problem is that they can get hit on the hop. Like, we saw France beating them in the last Olympics. In the last Olympics, they lost to Nigeria in the pre-Olympic tournament. Thankfully, this game's probably a wake-up call. But every other country's getting better. Look, South Sudan matched America's athleticism. They had as much length as America. They had as much athleticism as America. America couldn't do much on the inside. Yeah, Embiid dunked a couple of times around the basket. Embiid didn't do much. He got a nice one, I think, to bring it to 13, but I didn't feel he did much. It was really LeBron James. LeBron and Steph Curry during that run. And also Derek White balled out. I thought Drew did pretty well. But like, it was those type of players. And I've always said this when it comes to like Team USA. I'm like, how important a Derek White or a Drew Holiday is. And like, that's what I was saying. I was like, there's absolutely no need to bring in Devin Booker. Like, they picked the team on vanity. Like, there were vanity picks. Like, you don't need Devin Booker. Like, you need, as a Team USA, you need 4 scores. Like, Embiid's a scorer. AD can be effective when he's not scoring. Embiid is not effective when he's not scoring. Steph Curry's gravity is going to be effective, but he is a scorer. LeBron James does everything. Jason Tatum is okay. He can be a bit effective. He can be effective when he's not scoring. Tyrese Halliburton, like, can look unbelievable when they're playing against the scrubs, where he's there basically playing the Caitlin Clark role and just pinging the ball around everywhere and everyone's scoring and it looks great. But when they're playing against a good team, that type of basketball is not going to work. Like, what they should have done was, they should have built a team. And the fact is, look, I'm happy that they didn't build a team. They just picked the best individual players. Because it means that there's a chance for other countries. Like, if Team USA sent out a team where they have 4 scores, and they just made, let's just say, a juiced up version of, like, what an NBA team is. Like, where you have your 3, like, stars are the 3 best stars in the game. Where you bring Steph Curry, like, Kevin Durant coming back is big, because Kevin Durant can individually take you out of a slump. That is the one thing. Is Kevin Durant is unbelievably good. So I would say that, like, he might be the difference maker. But still, they nearly lost to JT Thor and some G Leaguers. Like, what was his name? There was a dude who had scored 2 3-pointers in his NBA career and made a mockery of Team USA today. And that happens all the time. Like, you're not acting like we've not seen, was it Diamantidis that destroyed, Was it him that destroyed USA? Like, we've seen Carlos Arroyo destroy Team USA. Like, we've seen, it wasn't USA, but we've seen Thomas Sadaransky beat Canada by himself to qualify for the last Olympics. So we've seen this stuff before. And I'm actually a bit disappointed. One, I would have rather, as a fan of the field, in the Team USA versus the field, I would have rather seen USA win this game by 40. Because you could see after that Serbia game, you could see up until a certain point, up until like the Australia game where they came back, USA were feeling themselves. And then they faced Serbia, who are meant to be this brilliant team. And by the way, missing 2 of your best players at international levels is huge. Like Serbia after the first quarter just stopped running their offense. They started running the 2K offense where a player dances around screens and starts shooting threes with Micic. They started doing that in from the second quarter onwards. Like, they didn't show their hand. But America getting their stops, running out the floor, throwing lobs to each other. When America do that, they can beat a team by 40. But they don't play defense. Like, they actually don't play defense. Other than Drew Holiday and Drew Holiday, White, and Anthony Davis, none of them play defense. And to be honest, includes LeBron. But LeBron's LeBron. So that's where kind of the issue is that when Team USA, this team is built. The problem is that this Team USA is built like the team that lost in 2004. Where it's like, we are going to dare you to shoot, and there is a possibility you are going to shoot yourselves out of the game. Like, they were 1 for 12 from 3 in the first half. Steph Curry hit some big shots, but he bricked a wide open shot to ice the game down the end. Like, this is a team that is, I know the players can shoot, but it just reminds me of the teams that have struggled. I'll always say this: the greatest Team USA team I've ever seen. This is the greatest Team USA team ever. If you guys remember the 2014 Team USA in the World Cup, this is the greatest international team I've ever seen, by the way. And they had a pre-prime Kyrie Irving, because this team was hungry. They were hungry to win, and they were constructed perfectly. You had Steph Curry about to win his MVP. You had Derrick Rose coming back, a former MVP. You had Harden about to become an MVP level player. You had young Anthony Davis about to become an MVP level player. You had your guys at the end of the bench were never going to play, like Mason Plumlee, who could just give you something. You had DeMar DeRozan. You had Rudy Gay, who could shoot threes in that and just kind of played his role. And then you also had Kenneth Faried, who was just a monster. That man was the manimal. Like, we've seen Team USA get bullied. We've seen Embiid get bullied in the last couple of times, whereas the manimal just got every board and yammed everything. Like, it is a not well-constructed team. But LeBron James, take a bow. Take a bow, LeBron James. He is one of the GOATs. He's one of, if not the GOAT. And at 39 years old, he's the best player on this team. Like, he is better than future face of basketball 23-year-old Ant. He's better than Jason Tatum is right now. He's the best player on this team. And obviously, over the course of an 82-game season, he's not going to be the best. He's 40. But in a one-off game, I would take Nikola Jokic, a healthy Luka Doncic, and a healthy Giannis Antetokounmpo. In a one-off game, and maybe Steph Curry. But he's top 5. They are the only players that I would take over LeBron James. And that is, like, again, a maybe. And you could honestly maybe put him in above Luka. But I think healthy Luka's the best player in the world. But he's unbelievable. He's absolutely unbelievable. The guy's heroic. He was heroic in saving USA today. Like, that shot, even the comeback was all him. Everything was him in that comeback. Down 11. They brought it back to, I think they brought it back to 5. And then Sudan going a 6-0 run. And it's like, nah, I'm pulling up for 3. Bang. And you're like, okay, yeah. LeBron's feeling it today. And look, we're never going to see another LeBron. We're never going to see a top 5 player in the world at 39 ever again. We're just not. Like, he is now the same age, I think, as Michael Jordan was when he came back. And like, Michael Jordan at his age had less miles on his legs, had retired twice, and is not even remotely close to the player LeBron James is right now. It is scary how good he is.